Hey everyone, Simply Zoological here with another episode of Shaded Pines Animal Haven. In today's video, we are working on the main entrance plaza as you see here, and I have some really fun ideas for today's build. So enough talking, let's go ahead and get into the speed build. I'll see you then. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel, depending on if you're new or not. If you are, then I encourage you to stay all the way through and just hang out with us today. But enough about that, let's go ahead and talk about today's build. Sorry, my dog's in the background. So as you saw in the intro, we are working on our main plaza today, and boy did I struggle with the layout. So that's why we jumped to all the pathing and everything being done, because I probably redid this entrance about 5 or 6 times. But currently, we are working on the toilet blocks, and seeing as the sanctuary is in a national park within the Yukon forest, I wanted it to look very national park-like in the architecture style of all the backstage buildings and everything. And I think I pulled it off perfectly. For the walls, I used the stained wood panels as per usual, with the European stone as the base. And I believe I used the stained Indonesian pieces for the separation between the wood and the stone. These toilets will be able to just be copied and pasted around the park wherever I need a toilet block. So because I built it all in one group, I think the toilets themselves are not in the same group, but it can still just be copied because it's all grid pieces anyways. And so it will be nice to be able to just take these and just copy them wherever I need them, whenever I need them, and I'm really excited about it. Here you can see I took the Twilight wood pieces. I believe for this zoo in particular, I am using primarily Twilight pieces for wooden structures and all of that stuff. Because I know the Indonesian pieces are really good. Don't get me wrong, they're great. But personally, I just love the texture of the Twilight wood better. I think it looks more natural, a little bit more realistic, and a little bit more worn down than the Indonesian wood does. And here I'm just taking the wood pieces, very similar to how you saw in the last video. I am making what you could consider a roof trim. I wouldn't really say it's a trim, but it outlines the overhang of the toilet block roof. And all I do is take the Twilight wood pieces, I rotate them. I have the angle snap. I think it's like 15 degrees as per usual. Most Planet Zoo builders keep their angle snap about 15 just because it's the smallest. And then you just rotate the wood to line up with I think it's one rotation, and then you have to go into the advanced tool and move it down just a little bit, because for whatever reason, the 1 meter roofs are not 15-degree angles, and so the wood doesn't perfectly match up when you rotate it just once. You have to do it I think it's like 16 or 17 degrees probably is what I would imagine it being. And then here you can see I'm just adding some support beams underneath, and then I will take vertical wooden panels from the center all the way out to either side of those beams, and then I think after that it will be time to move on to the stroller pickup, or the stroller rental, if you will. Yeah, so here you can see again that random rotation, or not, the angle snap really comes in handy with stuff like this. And you just rotate it once or twice and then turn angle snap off. If you don't know, I believe you can hit the space bar. If you're on PC, you can hit space bar to automatically turn off and on the angle snap. I don't know what it is on controller or PlayStation or anything though, because I am only a PC player, so I do not know all the key binds for PlayStation or anything like that. And then here you can just see, I think I'm trying to group all of this together and just kind of copy it over. And then I add in some, if you saw at the end of last episode, I added in some stone support beams at the base of the vertical wooden panels. And I believe I add some. I can't be too sure if I keep them or not though. So I guess we'll figure out here in a second if I keep them or not. Oh, and then I'm just lowering down all of these wooden beams. Oh, yeah, I do keep them. Okay. And now it is time for this stroller rental that I was telling you about earlier. So for this rental, I use the exact same wooden walls that I did for the toilet block, and same stone, same wood, everything. And seeing as this park will most likely have all sorts of littles running around, I decided to add in a stroller pickup so that way when you're purchasing your tickets, whether you do them online or in person, you will be given the option to add a stroller rental to the ticket. And if so, you can then take that ticket and bring it over to the stroller rental and grab your stroller from the stroller stand. And for the ticket booth, I just used another information sign as per usual. I think it works fine. I wish we had like an actual stroller rental booth thing, but because I think most zoos, sanctuaries, anything like that have a stroller rental or something. And then here, I believe in a second, once I get done with all of the desk and everything, I start work on a garage door sort of thing, if you will. I still, however, have to go in and make the interior walls. I think I'm going to make them probably plaster or something, just so that way you don't see anything peeking through, because at a later date, I go through and add rocks and everything back behind it, so it's not all open as it currently is right now. But yeah, so here in a second, we should be adding in the garage door. I can't believe if I mentioned that or not yet, but we will add that. And then shortly, it will be time for our staff area. And really quickly, I do want to go ahead and, seeing as we have finished the stroller ticket booth for the majority of the part, I think it is time to go ahead and start talking about our new hires for this week. We have 4 new hires this week, seeing as we now have a full-on backstage area. And so I'm going to go ahead and introduce you to them really quickly. We have Dr. Emily Carter, a wildlife conservation coordinator who joined SPAH after Sam learned of her groundbreaking work on timber wolf recovery. She now leads the sanctuary's conservation efforts, developing successful breeding programs and working on species restoration initiatives. And we also have Sarah Kim and Aspen, the lead veterinarian, and her dog. Sarah was working at a wildlife rehabilitation center in Anchorage when Sam brought an injured grizzly bear cub to her, and impressed by her expertise and dedication, Sam recruited her to oversee the medical care for all animals at SPAH. Her dog, Aspen, has been her companion since her days in Anchorage and now roams the sanctuary alongside her. And then we have Rebecca, or Becca Fields, the educational program manager. Becca was a former teacher with a passion for wildlife who joined SPAH after attending a conservation event where her creative approach to engaging children impressed Sam. She now leads the sanctuary's educational programs, focusing on interactive learning and environmental awareness. And last but not least, we have Tom Harris, the lead facilities manager. Tom, a retired construction worker and longtime volunteer, became involved with SPAH after helping build some of its initial enclosures His experience and dedication to maintaining the sanctuary's infrastructure make him an integral part of the team. So those are our 4 new hires for this week. It is almost time for me to go ahead and hop out, but really quickly, I do want to say that I absolutely enjoyed building this. However, this staff facility that you are seeing me build currently was a pain, because when I started building it, I didn't know exactly how I wanted it to look. I kind of had an idea, but I wasn't too sure. And so I went on Pinterest as per usual, and I found, I believe it was actually a vet building that I saw that I loved, and so I kind of copied it in a way with the angled roofs and everything. So I do go in though and change it from the metal clad. I make my own metal clad, I guess you could say, using the girder pieces. I just turn them and then copy those all the way down, and that's really all we do for this week. And then here you can see I'm taking the little half meter girder piece and using that as like a trim, or you could say like an end cap piece, I guess you could say. And then again, we'll just copy that all the way down and then recolor everything, and we are done with this week's build. So I'm going to go ahead and leave y'all with these last few seconds. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you do, please leave a like, subscribe, all of the good YouTube stuff. And I will catch y'all in the next one, where we are adding in our very first animal to the zoo. I'm so excited. I will talk to y'all later. Bye!